Hello humans, welcome to the Me I Hide, where you watch videos of me exposing the side of myself I don't usually share with others. So I had a different plan for this video. I was going to do some research and pretend to know I knew what I was talking about. So I thought that I'd make this more of a come along with me on my research, and the people that I find, I'll talk about it, give you some information that I found out, and yeah. So pretty much what I'm going to do is go on Google, and I'm going to have my laptop here with me and look up first generation student success stories. We'll see what we find out. I'm going to speed through the research part and then do a little summary. Okay? All right. All right, so I found some people that I knew about, that you probably know who they are, and didn't realize they were a first generation student. And then I found some people that I never even heard about and that probably no one has either. Okay, so before I go into that, I did find like so many blogs and articles about first generation students that become successful. But I did see a pattern, and I will talk about that after. But also, there was just so many people I just didn't know, and I kind of just got the most interesting ones that I didn't know, and then some that I think a lot of people know of and that didn't realize they're first generation students. So let's see what I learned. So the first person that I found his name is Michael Blecker. I think that's how you say his name. He is the executive director of Swords to Plowshares, which is a non-profit organization that provides support and advocacy for U.S. veterans. That's amazing, actually, because to me, I think that veterans are kind of, struggling. I just think that, veterans are part of the population that struggle a lot with mental health. So I think that what he's doing is great for veterans. And a little bit about him that I learned is that he actually grew up in a foster care system, and he enrolled in the Army after high school. So he didn't go to college right after high school. After high school, he went to the Army, and when he came back, he thought he'd go to UC Berkeley, which he graduated from. And the war he actually enrolled in for was the Vietnam War, which I am obsessed with learning about the Vietnam War and the whole movement and everything that happened in the United States during that time. I'm a history buff, and I just love learning about the Vietnam War. And oh my god, my ear is itchy. That's why I found him even more interesting. And at UC Berkeley, he actually graduated with honors, and he studied law. I will actually insert his website in the link below. There's so many resources for veterans there, and you can see like his mission statement and stuff like that and see what he's up to. I think he's worth mentioning because I don't think a lot of people know about him. Maybe only veterans know about him. Pretty much went above and beyond, and who knows what he saw, what he went through during the war, and he probably struggles with some type of mental health condition. You never know. So I just think that for him saying I want to help other veterans, he probably knew the struggle, and he devoted his time and thought, I'm gonna help other veterans because I struggled, I'm gonna help those struggling too. And I think that's amazing. The next person, also didn't know who she was until I did my research. Her name is Ursula Burns. Was the first African American woman to be a head of a Fortune 500 company, which is a big deal. Her parents immigrated to the U.S. from Panama, and she was raised by her mother in a housing project. If you do not know what a housing project is, it's pretty much what people refer to just as the projects, and it's pretty much government housing for low-income families, and they help you out by giving you a place to live. So she went to NYU and to Columbia University. Those are two very, difficult colleges to get into. Obviously, I don't know during her time how the, acceptance rate was, so I don't know about that, but I'm pretty sure it was still pretty hard to get into those schools. And she got her degree in mechanical engineering, which I think is a big thing because she's a woman, and doing something in STEM is very important. And I think really good because the percentage of women doing that is very low even today. So during her time, I think that's great. I will put another link on her down below if you want to check that out. So the next person is really well known for being in The Help and How to Get Away with Murder. She's an actress named Viola Davis. She is an Academy Award winner, and she is a first-generation student. She began acting in high school and earned scholarships to Rhode Island College and Juilliard. And Juilliard, they make so many movies on that school, so I'm guessing it's really hard to get into. I mean, I'm not really someone to try to apply to Juilliard, but I know that it's a big deal for people in the arts, and for her to get into that, and especially with a scholarship, is a pretty big deal. So if you don't know the next person, I'm going to be so offended. Not offended, really not a big deal, but his name is Samuel Jackson. I mean, you have to know who he is. He was in Pulp Fiction. He's in Star Wars. He's the one that requested a purple lightsaber. Yeah, he's pretty cool. So Jackson was raised by his mother, who was a factory worker, and he planned to major in marine biology when he went to Morehouse College in Atlanta. But after he joined an acting group for extra credit, he decided to pursue acting instead. Isn't that amazing? I think that what I got from this is sometimes, you decide to do one thing and, you go along with it, but then you meet people in your life that actually give you, some spark and give you a new vision in life, and you end up finding what you truly love and you're really good at. So I don't know, I think I like that story. All right, the next person is actually the CEO of Starbucks. His name is Howard Schultz. Grew Starbucks from a small chain with 4 stores into the multinational corporation that today seems to be on every corner. That's what it said online. I didn't make up that sentence, but I just thought it was worth mentioning that literally everyone knows that there's a Starbucks on every corner, because that is true. There's Starbucks everywhere, and I guess he must be doing something right. He actually grew up in a housing project in Brooklyn. He attended Northern Michigan University on an athletic scholarship, and he majored in communications. He is the 660th richest person in the U.S. with a net worth of $3 billion. Okay, 660th person. So that means there are 559 people who make more money than $3 billion. Oh my God, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I don't think I'd want to be super rich. I'd rather be not famous, but known for helping someone, if that makes sense. Be like, oh, I remember Melissa, she helped me through something. I rather feel like that's worth more than $3 billion. Although I'm in so much debt, probably would help. But anyway, so the next person is a fellow Latina. She is Sonia Sotomayor. She is the 3rd woman and first Hispanic ever to be appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. It was such a big deal when Obama picked her, or appointed her, that's the right word, because she's the first Hispanic woman, and she's the 3rd woman overall. So I think that is such a great thing to look up to. She graduated from Princeton University and Yale Law School, 2 Ivy League schools that are top notch. Her parents both immigrated to the U.S. from Puerto Rico, and she was raised in a housing project in Bronx. I think she is such a good role model to women. I'm not trying to get political here, but we need more people like her in the Supreme Court. So the next person is actually the author of one of my favorite books that I read in college. But his name is J.D. Vance, and he's the writer of Hillbilly Elegy. I think that is such a great written book. I learned so much from this book, and so many things made so much sense. So I am trying to get my sociology degree, even though I want to be an English teacher. But I just think that sociology is really important to me, and I'm really interested in it. And he talks a lot about that. So he kind of combines sociology and English, and he writes a book about it. And I don't want to, talk too much about the book because I can go on and on, but I recommend it. Please go check it out. But pretty much J.D. Vance You know, he grew up in Middletown, Ohio, and, you know, Jackson, Kentucky. Really complicated story there on why it's like both. But his mother used drugs, his dad left, his grandparents' home was more like a refuge, but then it still was complicated. He joined the Marines. He went to Ohio State University and then Yale Law School. He dealt with so much crap, so much trauma in his life, but he still went to Ohio State and then went to Yale Law School because he thought that, you know what, I'm going to do this. Pretty much he has such an inspiring story. He has so much insight into, you know, struggling with coming from, you know, non-educated family and pursuing college, and how, you know, they clashed, and he talked about being stuck somewhere, and it's amazing. I really, really love that book, and I would love to meet him. I don't care if he like looks at me weird, or like I'll let him like talk shit to me. At least I don't care, just talk to me. I want to just be able to tell my kids and my grandchildren that I talk to JD Vance, because I just love his book so much, and his story is amazing. All right, so I want to talk about a pattern that I saw. Now, when I looked up first generation success stories, they all had something in common, and that is they're rich as and it's like I try to look for people that just have inspiring stories that went to college and, you know, they're living a good life. I thought about it and I was like, okay, but if someone were to look up first generation success stories because, you know, they need some motivation, they're going to see all of these people. Yeah, they have inspiring stories and they're amazing people from what, you know, you see and you hear and you read or whatever, because I don't know them. But it's like they're going to see success like, oh, you have to be rich and famous. That's not true. It shouldn't be that way. I think they should show, or people should show more success stories in terms of being able to pay off debt, being able to live a happy life, being able to reunite with your family, being able to accomplish your dreams. I think that's success. I don't think being rich and making so much money and being so rich is success. That is why after doing this video, I'm going to do my own research. And by that, I mean, I'm going to reach out to people from my high school, my middle school, talk to some of my teachers that I had, and email some professors and ask them if they want to give me, you know, a little bit of their story and tell me their experience, because I think it's really important to show that they're successful. They went to college for the first time in their family. They're successful. They're not rich and famous, but they did it. They pulled through and they did it. And I think that's the kind of story, or that's the kind of success that needs to be shared, not rich and famous. So if you are a first generation student and you want to share your story, please DM me in my Instagram. I'll put my Instagram down below and tell me your story. I'll share it. You know, I'll talk to you about it. And my light just died. Oh my goodness. I probably need to charge that because it's like a little selfie light. But anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that notification bell. And I'll see you next time. Damn it, it keeps dying. Now I gotta take a break.